Welcome to Dateline Polk with news about your county government. I'm your host, Crystal Roll. Today you'll learn about County Commission actions from the August 18th board meeting. At the March 3rd board meeting, the board directed staff to solicit the private real estate agencies to assist in marketing the building formerly known as the Lake Wells Adult Daycare Center. At the April 7th meeting, after receiving a proposal from Central Florida Healthcare to use the facility, the board rescinded its March 3rd decision and directed staff to enter into negotiations with Central Florida Healthcare to determine the conditions of the contract to lease or purchase the building. At Tuesday's meeting, the board approved an agreement between Central Florida Healthcare and Polk County for approximately $1 million for the sale of the former Lake Wells Adult Daycare Center site and should close by the end of October. The board accepted the FEMA Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response, or SAFER grant. The $1.4 million grant will fund 100% of the first 2 years of salaries for personnel staffing the new Lake Marion Creek Fire Station in the Poinciana area. The county is obligated to continue funding in subsequent years.
The Board of County Commissioners this morning approved the acceptance of a SAFER grant, is the title of the grant. It's a federal grant that provides for the salary and benefits of 9 firefighters for a 2-year period that was applied for about a year ago. And with that grant money, we will be constructing a station, establishing a station out in the Poinciana Village 7 area of the county. It's the far east side of the county in the Lake Marion area. This will help the residents of the area with not only response times, but also with their homeowners insurance level of funding. And in addition, it will also provide more firefighters to assist in with our Sun Air, Sand Hill, and Solavita stations. So it's an overall regional impact for the grant that we've received.
The board approved 24 new dual certified firefighter positions for the current 2014-2015 fiscal year. These positions are included in the proposed 2015-2016 budget, but the extensive onboarding process must be completed before they can staff a station. Adding the 12 firefighter EMT and 12 firefighter paramedic positions to the current fiscal year will ensure they are ready for service at the beginning of the fiscal year 2015-2016.
The board this morning also approved the establishment of funding for 24 dual certified firefighter medics. The purpose of that was we're expanding, the board's agreed to expand the EMS service countywide in the next coming fiscal year budget beginning October 1st. We'll be adding 2 ambulances in Lakeland, 1 in Winter Haven and 1 in Dundee. That requires 24 people or employees to staff. The board went ahead and approved the amount of money we needed to hire those about 30 days early so that we go through the process of training and having those people on board and ready to go to work on October the 1st.
The board approved a subcontract revision with the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, adding $364,000 to the grant and $90,000 to the match. This increase brings the grant funding to $1.3 million and the match to $327,000. At the June 23rd board meeting, commissioners adopted an ordinance dissolving the North Ridge Community Redevelopment Agency. At Tuesday's meeting, the board adopted resolutions establishing the Northeast Polk County Roadway Advisory Committee and the Northeast Polk Roadway Fund. The board also approved the transfer of the North Ridge CRA fund balance into the Northeast Polk Roadway Fund. In other news, the Board of County Commissioners is proud to employ more than 1,900 people, many who have spent most of their careers with Polk County government. In this meeting, The board recognized Crystal Azzarella from the Utilities Division for 20 years of service, Tracy Nelson Chapman from County Probation for 25 years of service, and Steve Redmond Doherty from the Transportation Division for 30 years of service. The board recognized first grader Olivia Peter, second grader Tommy Gordon, and seventh grader Morelli Perez for taking home first place in their age groups in Polk County Utilities 2014 Water Conservation Art Contest. Each of them advanced to the statewide Florida Section American Water Works Association Drop Savers Contest.
The Polk County Utilities Water Conservation Art Contest is an annual event that we hold throughout the county every year. The winners from each category then go on to the Florida Section of American Water Works Association, which is a statewide competition. We had 3 entries this year.
It was about the water conservation and how to save water. I took a water bottle and made it look like a rain barrel to save water.
The first, second, and third place winners from the art contest are placed into a water conservation art calendar, which we give away every year. So if you're interested in one, please feel free to call Utilities toward the end of the year when we get it published, and we'll send you 1 or 2 or 3 if you'd like. Thank you.
The board adopted a resolution renaming the Polk County Drug Court Lab to the Janet A. Essery Drug Court Lab.
Janet A. Essery is my mom. She was with the Polk County Drug Court Lab since 1999. She did a lot of work with the judges and things like that. She was very passionate about her job. So today the Board of County Commissioners renamed the Drug Court Lab the Janet A. Essery Drug Court Lab in her honor. She was very honored and very humbled that they would do such a thing, and I wish that she were here today to see this through.
The board voted unanimously to concur with the appointment of Dr. Joy Jackson as the Director of the Florida Department of Health in Polk County.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joy Jackson, the newly appointed Director of the Florida Department of Health in Polk County. I'm very pleased to be given this honor to serve the community and work with community partners to improve the health of residents and visitors in Polk County. I look forward to working with community partners and making this a wonderful place to live, work, and play.
In public hearings, the board heard the first reading of a Land Development Code text amendment regarding sign regulations. The proposed text amendment attempts to adopt a clear and concise sign ordinance that county staff, business owners, and residents will find comprehensive, fair, and easy to understand and usable. Since this was the first reading, no action was taken by the board. The board adopted a resolution vacating a portion of Southland Preserve subdivision, shaded in yellow, located on Lakeland Highlands Road in Lakeland. The board approved a large-scale comprehensive plan amendment, changing the future land use designation on approximately 23 acres, outlined in yellow, from agricultural, residential, rural to leisure recreation. The board also adopted an ordinance amending the parcel-specific future land use designation with conditions of the Land Development Code to condition the permitted uses associated with this same property. The board adopted a Land Development Code text amendment expanding the limits of the smaller retail category from 5,000 to 10,000 square feet, consolidating retail categories, eliminating the mandatory requirement for public utility connections, and modifying the standards for outdoor retail sales and displays. The board also adopted an ordinance amending the Land Development Code sub-district map on approximately 1 acre, outlined in yellow, from residential low 1 house per acre to residential low 3 houses per acre. The board approved the request to add an additional ground storage tank, 1,000 square foot laboratory, electrical and storage building to the Juanita Water Treatment Plant. The board adopted an ordinance repealing the Economic Development ad valorem tax exemption for Husky Cargo, LLC. And finally, the board appointed Kurt Bradley to the Board of Adjustment for a 3-year term ending June 16, 2018, and reappointed James Urick to the Polk County Planning Commission for a 3-year term ending August 31, 2018. Well, that wraps up this edition of Dateline Polk. To keep current with programs and progress in the county, visit us at polkcounty.net or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We encourage you to join us at the next scheduled board meeting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, September 1st. Thanks for watching.